Hey y'all, it is in the afternoon. It's like 1 something in the afternoon. So I kind of want to come to you guys. So when it comes to, someone asked me yesterday to talk about something. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. And I was waiting for Spirit to give me a download, but I didn't get much. Anytime I come on here, let's see who's on here. I guess I should say that first. Hey y'all, I want y'all to hit that share button. Hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. Hey, hit that share button. If you are not subscribed, I want you to follow me. I want you to share and tag your friends. Hey, Miss Latasha. So, I want to talk about several things. So yesterday, someone had asked me yesterday, I had a lot of stuff to do, but someone had asked me yesterday about not giving up on life. And I waited for Spirit to give me a download, because anytime I come on here, I just don't come on here for just anything. I come here with, according to whatever Spirit gives me, because I try to be obedient as possible. Whatever download Spirit gives me is the message that I receive, and a lot of it has to do with my life experiences, the message that I get. But she wanted me to talk about not giving up. And for me, the first thing that my mind went to was suicide, not giving up on life, because that's how she put it, was, can you do a video on not giving up on life? I really rarely ask people about what should I do a video on, but I normally go according to whatever download I get. And when I say downloads, for those of you, because this is on my personal page, I am an intuitive psychic. I receive messages via download. And a download is basically information. This is how you get your intuitive guidedness. Guidedness, that's probably not even a word. The intuitiveness, the information you get. I like to think of our body and this universe as a computer. We get messages in codes, in numbers. Everything is about vibration. And the vibration is sent down like through your chakra system, and you get the information that way. So I always wait for me to get an intuitive download before I go live on anything. And I always ask Spirit, because I don't want to give anybody any misinformation about anything. But she asked me yesterday, could I do a video about not giving up on life? And immediately my mind went through suicide. I've never experienced suicide. I don't know what it feels like to want to commit suicide. For me, that is a mental illness to me, because I don't have an understanding of it. So I don't have enough to tell people, you know, I don't understand. There's something I believe, if I don't understand it, then I shouldn't be preaching on it. But I can tell you is that life is worth living. I can tell you that. I can tell you that the experience that you have to change your mindset in order for you to view things differently. In order for things to change for your life, I do know your mindset needs to change, and that falls a lot into mental health. So when you are trying to get success, you have to definitely change your mindset. Life is definitely worth living. There's so many great things here. The good and the bad are needed. It's all about the experience. It's all about the outcome that you turn with it. But I actually came on here because I really didn't feel that subject as much. So if you're watching, the reason why I didn't go live yesterday when you asked me about it is because Spirit didn't give me a download about it. Because my outlook on life life is so fucking great. Like, literally, life is great. Even the things that are problematic, that I used to think that are bad, because I don't look at good and bad the same as I used to. My mindset to something that would be perceived as bad is a lesson for me. And all my lessons are designed. All of my lessons are designed to help me grow. So as long as it gives me something I can grow, it gives me something that I can teach someone some information about, that's what I do. I take all the information that I have and I use it to grow. When things tend to get chaotic for me, I use that as a tool. I've learned to use chaotic situations as a way to take a step back, reevaluate the situation, and come up with a solution rather than worrying about the woes of how it went wrong. My mindset now is about solutions, not about staying stuck on things that went wrong. Hey, Miss Margot. Hey, y'all. All of y'all that said hi. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Christina. Hey, Megan. If y'all can hit that share button, hit that share button. But I did want to talk about. Even though I just got off of a live, if you guys don't know Miss Tina Wolf, I suggest that you go to her page, follow her page. She is going to be extremely famous. She's going to have her own TV show. Like, prophetically, she is seriously going to have her own TV show. And I am so proud to be one of the few people, because I know she's talked to a lot, but I'm proud to be one of the few people that have kind of been, she's advocated on her page, because she's about to blow up, and I don't even think she understands how successful she's about to be, like the TV and the national platform that she's about to gain. But I just got through doing a live with Miss Tina Wolf. Go to her page, subscribe to her page, so you can say when you see her on TV, like, I was her friend before she got famous. But I just got through doing an interview with her. I'm probably going to do I will be doing another one with her tomorrow. But I wanted to come on because prior to me getting on, I had a conversation and a download. Like I said, Spirit always gives me downloads prior to me giving a message. So I was talking to someone, and they were kind of talking about how they used to be. The personality that they used to be, the traits that they used to exert. And I watched something, and the guy said, people will never allow you to change. People don't want you to change because they want to accept you for what you've shown them and not what you're trying to become, what you are actually showing them that you're trying to become. People like to hold you at your mistakes and not at what you're trying to do. So sometimes, for some of you who are trying to become successful, you have some people who are in your ear or supposed to be in your corner, and what they do is they tell you about all the shit that you've done. Well, you're good for doing this, and you're notorious for doing that, but here you are saying, I got this great fucking plan, and I know it's going to work. And here I am operating in it every fucking day. I'm working my fingers to the bone for it every fucking day. Every day I work at it. And here they come and say, well, you do this and you do that. And you're like, fuck. And that creates a seed within your mind that creates doubt. Don't allow people to come into your life and tell you your worth. Keep striding for success. Keep striding for the things that you know that you should have. Like, success is not going to be easy. You're going to experience people trying to keep you at the level of where you're at. They're going to try to keep you mundane. They're going to try to keep you in poverty because people project onto you the way they feel about themselves. And if they feel that themselves are not worthy of encouragement, if they feel that themselves are not worthy of leveling up, if they feel like themselves are not worthy of just anything, they're going to subjugate, and not subjugate, that's the wrong word. They're going to project that experience on you based upon what they knew about you, what they think they know about you, and how they feel about themselves. So you have to get to a point to where you let all of that go. You let it go, you release it, and even if you have to get to the point to where you remove that relationship all to itself, you have to do that. You have to break that ties. You have to break that so that you can become successful. Even if it means that for temporarily, you are by yourself. You're doing it by yourself. Don't allow anyone to come in and tell you that, hey, look, you talk this way, so you're never going to be successful. Hey, you look this way, so you're never going to be successful. Hey, you have these types of friends, so you're never going to be successful. Everyone has the ability to change. We can adapt to different environments. You can unlearn and relearn. Everything should always be about how you are making strides forward, not the mistakes that you make. Because we are flawed. We are ultimately flawed. And people like to think of people as being perfection. They might say out of their mouth, oh yeah, I'm not perfect. But they expect perfection from you. And because they expect perfection from you, they expect perfection for them. So when they're trying not to make any mistakes, they go hard on themselves and the people around them because they don't understand rejection. They don't understand why is it I can't have this right now? Why is it I am not succeeding in this right now? Instead of taking it from the lesson that it is, that you need to observe. Like, really, like, I like to think of us like mad scientists. In order to find the cure, you got to go through different formulas in order to get to where you need to go. And in order to get to those different formulas, you got to try and fail and try and fail in order to get to it. And sometimes you might be successful at the first try. Sometimes it may take you 10. Sometimes it may take you 5 years. But the most important thing is that you keep pressing towards success. You keep becoming who you desire to be, no matter what people think, no matter what people press upon you, no matter if people say, hey, no, you're not right for this role, you're too skinny, or your head's too big, or your teeth look like this. I did not go on live because of my insecurity in myself was my teeth. And I was like, well, people are going to judge me the moment I get on. I'm a pretty girl, but the moment I open my mouth, things change. And it was like, no one is really looking at that. Nobody has ever mentioned it to me. And if they said it, they didn't say it to me. So for me, I know teeth is something, hell, I can get some money and go fix my fucking teeth. But I had to learn to stop allowing myself to create obstacles based upon what I think people might say and the things that people have told me. So when it comes to changing your entire life, going for your goal, don't allow people to not let you change. Like, they don't have that capability. Like, don't give them that power. Like, call your power universally. Like, universally call all of the power that has been taken from you. Call all of the power that you have given away. Call all of your power to yourself every morning. Call it back to you. Inhale it, exhale, and feel all of your power coming back to you. All of your magic, all of your money, all of the things that you have lost. Call it back to you every day and operate as though I got fucking power. No one can come and tell me that I can't do it. No one can come and tell me that I cannot do this or I cannot do that, because it is my life. I am entitled to mess up. When I was younger, so I've always been on my own since I was 16. And then I had my son, and it was like, it was noticeable how much I was fucking up. And my sister, who is just very egotistical, in my 20s, there was so much judgment from my family about all the things that I was doing. Like, you can't even keep a roof over your head. You can't even do this and you can't even do that. And it took me getting into my 30s that I realized I was expected to behave as though someone who is mature in a 40 and 50-year-old age and behave a certain way when I was just in my fucking 20s, learning, bumping my head, trying to figure life out, and here I am being ridiculed by someone who doesn't have their shit together about what I'm doing. Here I am in my 20s. That is what you do in your 20s. In your 20s, you fuck a bunch of shit up because you don't know fucking better. When you're in your 20s, you think you're grown. You think that you got all the fucking answers, and no matter how many times the old people tell you, oh, you think you know it all. Well, hell, at 20, I knew it all, but I didn't know shit. But it took me going through those experiences to realize that I really didn't have it all. And it was okay for me to mess up because I was a fucking 20-year-old. I was a 20-year-old making mistakes, making the wrong choices. And I am no longer going to allow people to hold that shit to me because of they think that I am supposed to be perfect. That it took me learning that those experiences shaped and molded me to be the person I am today, because if I had not gone through those experiences, I was not able to help anyone. Someone who does not go into anything cannot help anybody. Most people think, well, you've never been through this. You don't know anything about this. How can you help me? Well, this is why we go through different experiences. No one lives a perfect life at all. And for you to hold someone else to perfection, well, you did this and you did that. I would hear things, well, you got all types of traffic tickets and you've been to jail and you got a baby daddy and you got all types of shit going on. And even with myself, I had to realize that I would hold people to perfection when my life was not perfect. I had people in my life who I rejected and didn't accept because you doing this and you doing that and I can't be around this and I can't be around that. But it took me learning and growing up and maturing and undoing my mindset to realize that they were just growing. They were just learning just as I was learning. That they were going through these experiences just as I was going through these experiences, because no one really truly has the answers. And it's up to us to find where we fit in. And how we fit in is we got to fuck up a couple of times. Even if it's mundane, even if it's like against the law, even if it's not ethically right. Sometimes you gotta fuck up in order to figure out how to fix itself. And stop expecting everybody to have good qualities. There are people who are divine to have fucked up lives. For example, my ex-husband is a narcissistic person. When he's a friend, he's a friend. When it's good, it's fucking good. But when it gets bad, it's really fucking bad. And for me, because my husband was a narcissistic person, I had to learn that he was necessary for me to get to where I needed to go. When I needed a friend, he was the friend I needed. When I needed to wake my ass up and stop being docile, stop being on my ass, his bad behaviors, his cheating, his lying, all of that shit was necessary because I would get too comfortable and I wouldn't grow or I wouldn't pay attention. So that shit was necessary. I had to learn to forgive a lot of shit from myself and for others because the good is necessary with the bad. Like, you cannot have one without the other. Everything is all about balance. And I know we like to say, well, no one likes to be in a bad position. No, we don't. But it's all about the solution that you come to that makes the difference when shit seems to hit the fan, when things tend to go wrong. What is the solution that you're going to have after the fact? Because we get so complacent at focusing on the problem that we never really address the solution. And the solution gets left out over and over and over and over again. So we never truly work out the things that we should be working out. So this is where it comes to, like, when it comes to changing, when it comes to you walking into your divine path, because everybody is literally in alignment to where they're supposed to be. Even if you are broke, you are in alignment to where you need to be. Hey, Josh. Hey, Miss Alice. You guys are divinely where you should be. This experience of where you're at, of if you are homeless, if you're living with people, because I've experienced living with someone who doesn't want you there. That is the most horrible feeling to have, is to live in a place where you know you need help, but the person doesn't want you there, and they're only helping you just to get the glory of, I help people all the time. Like, there are people who are out there who will purposely help people with the intentions of the glory of having to say, I help people. I let such and such stay on my couch. I fed such and such when they had no food. Like, there are literally people who genuinely go out there to help people with the intentions of my ego. My ego is going to help you. So because of that, I don't really want you here. I really don't want you in my space. But I like the feeling that I get when I tell people that such and such did this. So I can turn around and tell people, do you know what she did? Do you know what he did when they was living with me? Here I am. I gave them a place to stay, and they did this and they did that. And I asked them about their money, and they wouldn't tell me about their money. How dare them? Like, there are people out there who literally do that. A lot of y'all have family members who really, really, really do that, who tell people they help you, but because of ego, because they want to be shown in a light. Whoops, I'll call it back in a second. But because I want to be shown in a certain light, they offer help. Oh, let me go ahead and buy you a burger. I buy people burgers all the time. But then turn around, well, it was me who bought them a burger. Never, ever will you ever hear me say that I've done something, because I've let several people stay with me. I let people, like, I literally love to help people. But I never have done it with the intentions of to make someone feel bad, because I understand the feeling of not having anywhere to go. I understand the feeling of not having, and to really, really need someone, because we are here in this world to need each other. Like, we literally need each other. Seriously, we need each other, and we're supposed to help each other with a good heart, but that just does not always happen. So don't allow those people to come into your life and tell you, well, you used to do this, and you the same one who slept on my couch, and you can't become successful because of this or because of that. Go get your shit. Go take your shit. Go do whatever you need to do to help yourself to become successful. Don't allow who you were. I don't care if you were notorious for cheating. If my husband, as bad as that shit was, if my husband genuinely decided that I want to get help, I'm going to be serious about getting help, I would be the one that, yeah, you know what, if you genuinely going to get help and you are going to put an effort towards it, I'm not going to hold you to the things that you have done. I'm going to like create a boundary between us because of there is a pattern. But if you were genuinely trying to change, I will allow you to change, because I ain't got no choice but to allow you to change. If you're going to change, change. You have the capability to change. I don't care if you used to sell drugs. I don't care if you used to beat on women. Everybody has the opportunity to change, whether good, bad, indifferent, or whatever. You all have the ability to change. There is nothing you have done that you cannot come out of. Absolutely nothing. And when I say that, I think of the two men on the cross. And I'm not a Christian by any means, but I still reference the Bible because there's a lot of information in it. But when it comes to, I'm seeing the vision of the two men on the cross. One was a thief and the other one was a murderer. And even Jesus said, he took them to hell, brought them out of hell and took them to heaven. So there's nothing that you cannot do, that you cannot come out of. There's nothing in this world that you can think, well, I've done too much of this. I've been treating people like this. There's nothing that you can't come out of. Absolutely nothing you can't come up. You just have to be the one to be able to initiate that change. I don't care if you stole from your mama 100 times. I don't care if you were cheating. I don't care if you were a notorious, like you were a compulsive liar. If you're contentious, you have the ability to change. There is never too late. The only time it becomes too late is when you die. If you are still breathing, you have an opportunity to change. And even if you're not on a bad scale of that, hell, you could just be a procrastinator. You can be notorious at procrastinating. You can be notorious at not following through, starting multiple projects and never finishing. Have a habit, have a life full of keep doing the same thing over and over, creating the same patterns of doing the same thing. You have the ability to change. You just have to want to change. You have to undo your mindset and you have to change. That's all it takes, is you wanting to do it and you taking the action to change. Your past will never hold you to who you are. I am a great example of my past. Someone who was broken and torn in so many fucking pieces. I've been to jail for foolish shit, for foolishness. Nothing about me is hidden. You can literally, public records are out there. I'm not a scam artist, but I've always, of course, I've never paid my traffic tickets. So I would go to jail for sitting out my traffic tickets. I got a fucking jaywalking ticket. Like, there's nothing that I can say that, you know what, I wasn't perfect. But I also know I wasn't a bad person. I've always strived for the best, and I will always strive for the best, even when I mess up. Because in my life, I'm learning it's okay to mess up. To stop being so hard on myself for messing up. Because what I want is not going to be in alignment for harboring feelings of regret. Harboring feelings of unforgiveness. It took me a lot to forgive my ex-husband, because ultimately that was like that's the most pain I've ever been in my whole life. Oh, Josh. That was the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life, was the anguish that I had from a failed marriage. For me, I grew up with people who maintain their marriages, but it wasn't until I started talking about what I perceived their marriage to be. I had family members who had children outside of the marriages, but they stayed together. I had family members who had girlfriends all over the town who would bring their girlfriends or even their boyfriends to family events, and it was so much disrespect. But because they believed that there was no such thing as a divorce, they lived in these toxic marriages. So for me, it was, damn, I'm blessed to be able to get to a mindset where it's okay to let go of the toxicity, because there's a time to keep it and there's a time to walk away. And for me, I didn't want to live my life in toxicity, and because I asked for that, I was given that. And although that process to get what I want was painful, so that's another thing. When you ask for something, be ready to get it. Because when you get it, you might not like the results of what it takes to get rid of it, or what it takes to have it, or what it takes to not have it. because you might have some hurt feelings behind it. You might have some emotions attached that have to be broken in order for you to get. Because some of you are asking for success. Some of you are asking for some people to love you. But the cost of that might hurt. The cost of that might have an effect on your entire life. So be mindful of what you ask for and prepare for it. Seriously, prepare for what you ask for. Success is something that you have to prepare for. I want $1 million. I want to win the lottery. Most people become broke because they ask for the lottery, but they don't prepare themselves for the lottery. They don't prepare themselves for the people who are going to beg for money. They don't prepare for themselves for the next tax bracket that they're going to fall into. Getting money is not as easy as people think it is. I was not prepared to, when I made a certain amount of money, that my money would be like analyzed. Like, hey, look, you went from having $0 to this much amount of money, and now we got to figure out, are you conning people? Are you doing this? Like, I wasn't prepared for that. So it's a preparation that you have to go through. If you want success, prepare your mind mentally, physically, emotionally. Prepare yourself to get exactly what you want when you become in the flow of it. So before I go, I want to put my little plug in. So for those of you who don't know me, who their friends shared this video on their page, I am Goddess Cena. I'm an intuitive reader. I'm a psychic medium. I talk to the dead. I talk to angels. I talk to loved ones who have passed. I'm also a life coach. I teach mindset work. And what mindset work is undoing your bad habits, or the things that you would perceive as bad habits, to create wealth, to create health, to create success. I am a hard on practicing being the God. You are God and God is you. And in order to get to that status, you got to have the right mind. And in order to get the right mind, you got to find someone who can give you the tools to help you with the right mind. So I offer that service to help you. I have a 6-month class. It's $1,000. And it will undo your mindset to help you walk into success. Because without a foundation, you cannot build a house without a foundation. And that's what I'm offering you. I'm offering you your foundation so that you can take it and you can build the rest of your house. I also have a new group that I just started. I know I'm on my personal page, but for those of you who, whether you feel comfortable or not, I have a page I just started yesterday. It's a $55 membership fee to practice daily magic. And I mean like unfiltered magic, dark magic, good magic, gray magic, whatever the fuck magic you call it, basically magic. Every day I'm going to teach you how to do this type of magic. Every day we are actively going to do spell work. We're actively going to do manifestations. There is going to be a lot that you're going to get from this group. So if you really are serious about learning magic, sign up for the group. It's $55. I'm going to post a post on my page as well as in my groups. Hit the share for anybody who really is serious about learning magic. I am not one of those people. If you follow anybody in metaphysics or witchcraft or whatever, they always tell you, I never give you everything that I do because I don't want anybody to take my shit. Look, I'm not one of them motherfuckers. There's nothing a secret with me at all. I will give you everything unfiltered of what I do, whether it is working with blood, whether it is working with sacrifices. I am definitely going to give you as much information as you can, because some people will teach you some stuff and will leave the key ingredients out on how to be successful. And here you're like, well, I did this shit and the shit didn't work. That's because they didn't tell you the one thing that they did. And then here they are, they're passing along spell works and ritual work and saying, hey, I did it and it worked, but they left one thing out. I'm not one of those persons. I'm going to give you every fucking thing that I do. So if you are interested in learning magic, if you are interested in becoming, I don't initiate at all. If you're learning the practices of witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, Ifa, whatever it may be, spirituality is what it is to me. If you are interested in learning, you can sign up. It's $50 a month to be a part of this group. I also have my readings that I do. If you want to know your soul purpose, what is your purpose for being here in this world? What are you supposed to do? What did the divine guide you to do while you're here? That is a 44 reading. If you don't know, if you're lost and you don't know where to go, if you're lost and you're seeking answers, allow me to give you the answers that you need, because I'm very fucking good at what I do. You can go on my page and you can see I'm fucking great. I want you guys to share this page. Share this page, share this page, share my content, because there's somebody out there who needs my help. And it's just, you're the person probably in the way of them getting to it. So hit that share button. Hit that share button so that people can know, so that they can check out my videos. And I have loaded up most of my videos to YouTube. YouTube has been such a slow process. What else do I have? I don't remember. But most of the time I come in at 7:30 in the morning. You can catch me at 7:30 in the morning every morning for a daily word if you need encouragement every day. So I have some great shit to do. And I'm pretty sure I got a reading or something right now. Or did I run into somebody's times? I'm pretty sure somebody's going to inbox me some shit. But like I said, I got some great shit to do. Check out my page. Hit the share button. And I will see y'all bright and early in the goddamn morning.